Hello and welcome to Entertainment Tech News. I'm your host, Amar Santos. Now, since our last episode in December, we've taken a little bit of a break, but we're finally back with even more content. Now, our first guest is someone who's familiar with streaming online, just like us, and this person also happened to be a classmate of mine. Our guest today is Twitch streamer Andrew Paul Luke, aka SolidMax. Now, before we talk to him, let's take a quick look at some of his content.
Go, 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 yeah!
Oh, I got out. I'm a dumbass.
Yo, I juked him.
Yo, really?
Hey, that was on point.
Hey, Andrew, welcome to the show.
Hey, Mark, thanks for having me.
So, Andrew, for people who aren't familiar with you, could you explain to us what you do?
So I'm a live streamer on Twitch. Do it as a hobby. It's very fun. I stream all sorts of games on PlayStation, Fallout 76, Dark Souls, Call of Duty, all sorts of games, honestly.
So, Andrew, what made you start streaming?
Well, I always saw it as a cool venture. I always wanted to get my name out there like that, start a community, get people together, get people talking about games, getting them, people who normally wouldn't play together, get them to play together and actually help each other out.
Mm-hmm. And I noticed that you play Fallout 76 and a few other niche kinds of games. So, what communities are you part of?
Oh, I'm all part of a whole bunch of communities. I help people out in Dark Souls, Fallout 76, make sure people have a good time. Call of Duty, just try to get the win. It almost never stops. Any game I play, I'm part of some sort of community among them.
So we covered some of the games that you go over. So I wanted to talk to you a little bit more about the technical side of streaming itself. What is your typical day of streaming like?
Well, when I start streaming, turn on my PlayStation, get my laptop out, get the stream running, I just hit broadcast now. And it says, it's as simple as it gets, really, but it can get really complex. If I had more stuff if I were streaming on a PC, I can get a lot of creative stuff in there, sounds when people interact with me. It can get really in depth.
So I know we have a photo of your setup here. Could you go through some of the things that you have in your setup for when you stream?
Absolutely. So, everything, that's all you need to start streaming. You got your PlayStation, TV, PC. You use that. I use a laptop as like my control center, so I could see what people are doing when they join my stream, how they're mentioning me, how they're talking in my chat is what I mean, and it's in the VR setup, of course.
So I noticed this is kind of a bare bones setup because you
Yes.
do stream off your PS4 and you use your computer for interacting with your audience. I think it really does show that you can pretty much start streaming with like anything. In the grand scheme of things, I would also say that you're pretty new to streaming, aren't you?
Yeah, I've been streaming for a year now, considering there are people who've been streaming for almost a decade now. It is still very new. However, a lot of people still aren't quite sure about it. They're still getting into it. It's growing very fast, especially with the times we're in these days. Everybody's home a lot. So it's one way for people to entertain themselves and entertain others, get people together, and just have a good time.
I think it's great that more people are like flocking to streaming since quarantine started. So as a new streamer, could you go through with us, like, just in case like anyone's listening who also is planning on starting to stream, how would you grow your audience in the beginning?
In the beginning, just don't stop streaming. If you feel like you get on one day and you don't have any viewers, don't let that discourage you. Just keep on streaming. People will come by, they'll check you out, see what you're about. They'll come back if they like you. If they don't like you, they'll move on to the next guy, and that's fine because the next guy down the line will stick around and he'll be on your stream for who knows. They might be asking you to play games with them before you know it.
So how would you say that you differentiate yourself from bigger streamers who play like the latest games?
Well, one thing is I try not to box myself in a corner where I'm stuck only playing one game. A lot of streamers, they end up putting themselves in a corner and they play one game, they get really good at it, and their followers don't want to really see anything else. So I feel if I keep things very open, I stream anything, keep people on their toes. They never know what they're gonna see, and that lets me tap into different communities. And I have different people who watch different things. They come by regularly just to
Hmm.
see what I'm up to and
So
how far I am.
so how do you find the balance between playing what you want to play, like for fun and like for enjoyment, and playing things that people want to see? Like, does anyone like ever come to your channel like expecting to see one game, and are you playing another game? Like, how do you balance that?
Well, I started off streaming stuff like Dark Souls, Bloodborne, a lot of games developed by From Software, and that has its very own niche community. A lot of people want to come by and see just that, and then when they come by the channel and you're streaming Call of Duty, they're kind of not so interested anymore.
Hmm.
So it is kind of tough to find that middle ground, and that's another thing. You have to understand why you're streaming, who you're streaming for, what you're streaming, and what kind of content you're gonna put out. And people come to me knowing, oh, he plays all sorts of different games. They know they can come by anytime and just see what I'm up to. And if I'm playing a game they want to see, then they're very happy. And if it's a game they're not so sure about, they can check it out and maybe just get an idea of what goes down from my point of view.
So Andrew, you seem pretty comfortable with yourself and your streams, and like your setup still works, and like you managed to put out like a lot of content, like given like the like how limited you are. But do you run into any problems while streaming with the setup?
Not too many problems. Any problems I have is mainly PlayStation crashes. The some games I play are just unfriendly with PlayStation. Like Fallout 76 is notorious for crashing. Everyone is, if you've heard about it, Cyberpunk 2077. That game has a lot of problems going behind it, and that those are kind of the biggest problems I run into because it cuts my streams short. PlayStation doesn't let you stream through a problem like that.
Hmm. Do you think that there's anything that your stream is missing?
Anything my stream is missing, I would say it would be a stream deck. It's a little
Hmm.
device, kind of like you'd find at a live studio, where it's just some push a button, things happen. Right now, I have to go on my computer. I have to scroll, find the button. Where if I had that, it would make it a little more easier. I just hit the button, play sound. Hit the button, start an ad. Hit the button, start the stream. It can get that's about it. That would just make my life a little easier. And then if I was on a PC, that would be a whole other thing.
So Andrew, do you only stream on Twitch?
Yes, I do. I do only stream on Twitch. Streaming on multiple platforms, it's one, it kills your bandwidth. So that's just kind of tough. But also, I think it's just right now. I just want to start. I am still a small streamer. I have about 100 followers, tiny channel. So having people come by and when they come by, it really matters.
As a small channel, do you interact with other streamers on the platform?
Yeah, all the time. There's a couple of streamers who come by every now and then. They hit me up. They'll even invite me to play. I'll play with them. And it's actually kind of interesting having a dynamic, being a smaller streamer with like 100 followers, um, playing with the streamer with like 3,000 followers. The dynamic is different, and they're on a whole different, not even they're on a different level, but more a different flow They have a different way of interacting with their chat. They have more people coming through, so they actually get to uh, they have to approach their audience differently as opposed to I can kind of I have the flexibility to kind of interact with people one on one, kind of talk with them uh, individually.
Hmm. Hmm. So I know you only just started streaming a year ago, but is your ultimate goal to make streaming your career?
Ultimate goal, I wouldn't say that. It's definitely a dream. It'd be really cool. Uh, Playing video games all the time. I mean, there would be more to it if I got that big and it was like a career thing. It would have to like I would definitely spread that across other things. Who knows? I'd probably do like longboard streams. I love the longboard. You can stream on Twitch on your phone. You can just hit a button and you start streaming instantly, almost like any other service right now. Instagram, Snapchat, they have live videos, so it's no different. And if I were to make this a career, yeah, that would be really cool. But got to stay humble. So gotta keep expectations a little bit lower. But if it gets to the point, because you need a following to really make it to a career, you need a lot of
Hmm.
people at your back. Me right now, if I have the 100 people on my back, that's really cool. But you can't make a career off of 100 people. Maybe I can, but that's a whole other thing. And it's a lot easier if a bigger channel. There are people with thousands of followers, and they still can't make it a career of their own. They still, they have their jobs, and it can be it's tough having a following. You have people expecting things of you pretty much. They expect you to stream every night, and they see
Hmm.
when you're getting on. They see your schedule. Oh, this guy streams at 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock at night. I know if I'm not doing anything around then, I can tune into him. So that's kind of it's cool in one way, but it's also there's pressure on another end to kind of keep people engaged.
Gotcha. So, but even as a small channel, you must be making some kind of revenue, right?
Yeah, I am a Twitch affiliate, so I'm allowed to run ads on my channel. I make revenue off of that, and there's subscriptions. People can actually opt in to subscribe to me. They get special emotes. They get, you know, they might not see ads. There's all sorts of little perks you can get just for subscribing. And then Twitch Prime. If you have Amazon Prime, you can subscribe to that. So that's like a big help to a lot of people. They don't go on Twitch, but they have Amazon. So once they go on Twitch and they find out they get a free subscription every month, that kind of brings them in. They can they feel a bit more comfortable subscribing.
It sounds good. Like it sounds like it's a good step towards the right direction, especially when it comes to becoming a bigger channel and possibly achieving your dream. To finish off on a funner note, if you could only pick one game to stream out of all the games that you stream, which game would you pick?
I had to stream one game out of all the games I stream. I'd probably stream Dark Souls. Dark Souls, I feel like it's a timeless game. It's almost like a homage to the old Mario games with brutal checkpoints. If you lose, you have to start over. And if you lose, you lose all your coins. Like it's kind of that aspect of things. There's so many ways you can approach the game. You can beat the game. You don't have to beat the game. It's just a lot of fun overall, and more people get into it all the time.
Hmm. I think it's an interesting answer because it's not like a massively online game like a Call of Duty or like an MMO like World of Warcraft or something. So
Hmm.
it's an interesting answer for sure. That's all the questions I have for you today, Andrew. Thanks for joining us on the show. Is there anything that you wanted to say to the audience before you signed off?
Oh man, well, for anyone who's just trying to stream, just give it a shot. You don't need a camera. You just need your console, a game you like. Just get going, and just don't stop if it's really what you want to do. Also, if you want to follow me, ask me some questions. I stream every night. My thing is twitch.tv/solidmx. That was actually really perfect. I didn't even plan that. Finger point. Very nice. No, but yeah, twitch.tv/solidmx. Come check me out, see what my channel's about, leave a follow, and yeah, that's all I got. Thank you for having me.
Thank you so much for being here, Andrew. So while you're on Twitch and you're there to see Andrew, make sure it's on Twitch, and remember to subscribe to us on YouTube. Join us next week on March 11th, where Daryl will be covering the Electroacoustic Improvisational Summit Show, or the EIS show. I'm your host, Amar Santos, and this has been Entertainment Tech News, and we are signing off.